Welcome to HappyCast. We're on season 4, episode 31. This is my second intro in a row. We'll see how this goes. Okay, so we have on a special guest, Rachel Millman. We have watched her journey through some crazy shit. And the most recent is Ouray or Ouray. We don't.
Okay, all right.
Both of them were
What was
bad.
the last one you said? Was it Ouray?
It was wrong. What's
Just say
Ouray is
Ouray,
how we say
Ouray,
Ouray.
Ouray. Doesn't matter. Just get it all out of the way. Just say every single one.
I think the
That's
first way you said it was the right way.
Yeah, I think
Ouray?
Rachel's correct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust her on this one, considering that she finished it, so she gets to decide how we pronounce it.
Yeah, you get to pick. You get all to say. Okay, so you have done some crazy stuff. I mean, just looking at your ultra sign up, it goes way back. The first time I encountered you was at Dino Valley, and that's when you were jumping into the crazy distances. Tell us a little bit. We're gonna start there because that's where we're
A
starting.
little bit more of a background. Rachel is the daughter of former DFW resident and my first ever hater in the trail running scene, Scott Millman. When I bursted onto the scene about 5-6 years ago, he did not like my race reports. They thought they were too long and no one's going to read them. And
What happened to those?
we've had we started a podcast instead.
So you don't have to type them.
No, thank God.
We
And,
can say, Rachel, that your dad helped us start this podcast because Andrew talks too much.
well, I typed too much apparently, so now I get to talk what I'm typing too much. But now we've been friends ever since then. Never hated each other. And then it turned out he had a daughter, which at the time I was like, whoa, this hater has a daughter. And a very successful one at that. And kind of marking her own path, blazing her own path in the trail running community. It's an awesome seeing what you've been able to do. But yeah.
I would definitely call it blazing because
kind
you've
of.
done so much.
She's done a lot, and you continue to do a lot, and it's awesome to see. So we're excited to have you on. Kind of associated with the North Texas community. That's how we kind of know. That's how I knew about you. And every now and then, I just see you randomly pop up at some races. So it's pretty cool. But anyways, a little bit more background to that. So yeah, let's Stephanie, you can take it away again. As I just
Okay, well,
before
before I jump in, because I'm not good at being the main host. I'm better at co-host. Rachel, what got you into it? I'm assuming your dad, and you don't have to be associated with your dad. That's why I didn't bring it up. But what got you into wanting to do these crazy distances?
My dad. No, you were right about that.
So is that why you signed up for Dino Valley? Because he wasn't at that one, right?
No, the first one that I did was the Coyote one in April. I think it was like a 22K. We did that together. And that's kind of what started, because then I signed up for the Captain Carl Knight series and then a few other ones and kept gradually upping the distance. And then Dino was 2003. Is that when it was?
Yes.
Yeah, so I was just kind of seeing how much further I wanted to go in distance-wise.
And you had also done, I know I saw this. You had also done Possum Kingdom before that one, right?
I think so.
Yes. So Possum Kingdom is a 69 miler, and you had a good finish time for that. So you did that in May, and then, so this wasn't your first, like, 100K or above, but at Dino, did you sign up for the 100? That was your first 100 attempt?
Lake
Or was it just?
Murray was my first 100
Oh
attempt.
God, sorry about
That
that.
was
Man.
Oh my God, I've DNF'd that
The
twice.
curse. Lake Murray, the race in southern Oklahoma, basically Texas, to be honest. just every year terrible weather. Except I think this past year they finally had some good weather. But yeah, everyone DNFs that. It's a rite of passage at this point. You have to DNF Lake Murray 100 miler to make it as a trail runner. So no one to blame but the rain there, and Stephanie. To be honest, I think didn't we
Oh my
start
God. This was
blaming
the
you?
first year I didn't go. Yes, I know. Ann started saying I was the reason that it rains at Dino Valley and Grasslands. She said it was my fault too because I didn't go to Grasslands this year and it didn't rain at Grasslands.
Yeah, just not a great look. But
Every time I do a race, I compare it to the mud at Lake Murray. And I'm like, is it as bad
well,
as
nothing will
that?
beat a mud at
Nothing compares to
grasslands.
that.
And Lake Murray, I think, is second. But yeah, just Blaze Trails. If they're listening, which I know occasionally they do, we need to pick new areas in Texas that rain is not allowed in, or there's no possibility for any sort of flash flooding. No equestrian trails. Let's get rid of those. Nip that in the bud. And let's just go somewhere just completely desolate of any
Hey,
sort of
but
tributary
Rocky even
streams.
got it. Not this year, but the year before, Rocky even got that mud. Wait, this year Rocky had a
A
little
few
bit of mud.
years, a little bit. No, yeah. This year was
Nothing
good.
compared to 2 years ago.
Last year was god awful. But that was a runnable mud, surprisingly. But
I
yeah.
lost
So
a shoe in that.
Rachel, let's just really fast. With the propensity for bad weather to follow Stephanie around everywhere she goes. Let's say Stephanie attended Ouray this year, and there was storm-like weather, which I know it happens out there every now and then. But if there's anything like Lake Murray out there, is that trail even doable? Like, how's the
If it
technicality of
had
this trail?
rained,
Yeah, like all throughout the race,
You would be screwed
like
for
dead,
sure.
sliding down the mountain,
Oh yeah,
just completely rendered useless, no
I
chance for
have
survival.
I have never fallen on the trail before. In this race, I fell on my butt at least 3 times. Like I wiped out, which never happened. So it was like really steep. There were sections where it was loose gravel, and then going through it at nighttime was just insane.
okay, so going from just doing 100-mile period, what got you to want to do Ouray? Like, I'm just like, still like, oh my God.
I didn't even know this race existed. So I had a friend who I'd done a few races with prior. He asked me to do it with him because there were a few other people from California doing it too. And I looked at it and I was like, you are insane for wanting to do 100 miles with over 40,000 feet of climbing. And I kept waiting to see if I wanted to sign up. And then I was like, well, it's waitlisted, so I'll give it a shot. If I get in, great. If not, maybe next year. Then I got off the wait list and I was like, okay, why not? So I got talked into doing it.
Did you end up running it with the whole thing with your friend, or did you just do it solo?
I started off with another friend. So there was like a small group of us who we all knew each other. And she came up behind me. So we did the first, like maybe 2 climbs together. And then we kind of separated. So for the most part, I was solo for the whole thing, but I would see them on the out and back sections.
Okay, and then Mongolian, I'm probably saying
Oh
that wrong.
no,
Monster.
no,
Yeah.
no. We've been over.
Can you fix it, Andrew?
Here's the problem. Aravipa doesn't even know how to pronounce it.
I've
Within
always
their
said it as Mogion.
Mogion or Moyan is within their own company, and I'm gonna make fun of this at some point because I think it's hilarious. Different pronunciations, but it is Mongolian. To be honest, the first time I heard about that, saw that right, everyone reads it as Mongolian. It's like, oh shit, is this like I don't know, the Great Wall of China type thing where we're keeping the Mongolians out, and just is this like a play on that? I don't. Are we running up and down a wall? I don't know.
Because
Or
we're
is there?
adding a letter.
Yeah.
Like
So
we're literally
well,
adding a
a
letter.
lot. We're adding a lot of things to that, but yeah, that was. Yeah, let's strike that from the record. Stephanie did not. None of us have called it Mongolian or whatever you just said.
Sorry.
So, anyways, what was the question?
What, that was a hard one too, correct?
Yeah. That was the first 100 I ever finished.
And what was the vert like on that one and like the technical?
Um, it wasn't like terribly technical. It was definitely hard, and I think it was 17 or 18,000 feet of climbing because they had to do a course reroute because there was a fire.
Man, like, so Liesl is like this. Like, she doesn't like to go for easy races. Like, she goes in like hardcore. I mean, how do you become so brave to just like go for it and just like not think twice about it? Or do you think twice about it?
I don't think about it when I sign up because I just think that this would be fun to do. And then as the race gets closer, then the nerves start to set in. It's like, what did I get myself into? And then race day comes, and I'm like, well, here I am. I'm going to do this. I'm going to put all my effort into it and see what happens.
Yeah, it's almost easier to like far in advance. This is why I like signing up for races a year in advance, and half the time I don't even show up to them. But it's just because like that's a year from now problem. Like I don't need to worry about this now. I'll slowly get in the best trail running shape of my life, and I am thankfully also equally as lazy as the race comes close to like defer or withdraw the race. So I either show up or B DNS it, which lately it's just been the DNF part. I show up and do it. But what I love about you, Rachel, is that that dog is attacking Stephanie with a reckless abandon over there.
I've
Good.
been gone all
You
day.
are.
She's not doing well with me going
This
back
is
to work.
not great. But Rachel, like you're all over the place in the best way possible. Like you just sound like you're willing to go into anything. Doesn't matter what the previous results were, good, bad. You're not afraid. Kind of like Ben Bridgman's kind of the same way. I don't but he's talked publicly about his he does have anxiety, but he still like overcomes a lot of this and signs up for these races and doesn't the result will not deter him. Um, so are you kind of the same way as far as like let's say you had a few bad races in a row, but you still sign up for something like Ouray? I mean, correct me. I saw you at Cocodona. That didn't end the way that anyone wanted it to, but then just like that, you're at Ouray, and then I believe you did some races in between. So like, do these ever cast doubt? Does this ever scare you if like going into any of these races based off of previous results?
Oh yeah, going into Ouray, I was so deflated because I didn't finish Viper, I didn't finish Cocodona, and then I also did Bootleg Boogie in February, which was supposed to be a 100 miler, and I didn't finish that one. So the only race that I had under my belt this year that I finished was Old Pueblo 50. So I knew the mile wise going into Ouray was fine, but the climbing and then just mentally being all there, I was like had very low expectations for finishing the race. So I went into it with a different mindset where Friday I was just gonna kind of have some fun, enjoy the course because I knew it was gonna be really pretty. Then Saturday and Sunday would be like time to get serious and finish the race no matter what and gut it out, no matter how close to the cutoff I was gonna take me. So that's what I did.
I know so many people that have gone out there and they don't finish it. That's why it's like, I'm just like, that's the one that you're capable of just grinding out is like just so incredible. What did you do training wise for the climbing? Where are you located living right now?
I'm in Phoenix right now. So
is there climbing out there?
Oh.
mm,
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, Stephanie. I wish we could see you right now, Rachel, because I feel like we're both giving her the eye.
Well, I've been to Phoenix, and I know that's where when Callie did her FKT, and there was some mountains out there that you
Phoenix
could get
is
to.
low key in the top 5 places I would love to move to.
Me too, because I feel like you can live. I want to say it was like what, real close to. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out.
Andrea's
there's Tucson,
trail.
There's Flagstaff. There's
The
Preston,
trail that
the
Andrea
Arizona
loves
trail.
so much.
That's Eldon. What trail?
No, Um,
Yes.
what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, this is gonna make me crazy.
What trail does Andrea love? She's constantly doing Eldon.
I was in Phoenix and I drove like a couple hours to meet her, and it was completely different terrain and
That's
weather.
Flagstaff.
Probably
No,
Flagstaff.
We
no,
can
it
edit
was
this out because this is
no,
this is either Sedona,
Sonoma.
Flagstaff, or Prescott.
Could it be Sonoma?
Sedona. Okay, we need to edit
Sedona?
this.
Oh
We
my
are
God.
editing all. Did you call it Sonoma?
Okay, can
You.
I just say
Can
I
we?
have been working full time and I
I'm
don't
giving you
remember what
shit.
that's
I get to
like.
give you
I,
shit because I'm getting shit from you recently. Listen, we
I'm
gotta
about to
edit.
have to.
It's like
We're not
Beetlejuice. If
editing
you if
this.
you ruin one more name, like some like ethereal force is gonna appear and just like self-destruct.
Oh,
We cannot keep doing this. This is
Sedona.
yes.
Is that a
Oh.
couple hours from Phoenix?
Yeah, it's like less than 2 hours.
See? Okay. So I knew it was an S. I'm about to have to do student names. I have 195 students that I'm going to have to be able to pronounce their names. I'm
No,
so
just
nervous.
give them a number.
The worst.
Just
No.
tag them each with a number. We're not doing this.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm sure Rachel agrees. Like, Rachel, what's the main reason you moved out to Phoenix? Because I know you've kind of like been a little bit, not all over the place, but to me it seems like you've been all over the place.
Traveling wise, yes, because races are my excuses to go to a different state. I kind of got talked into moving to Phoenix actually by another friend who was living in Texas with me. We went to college together, and she said she was moving, and I was like, well, I'll go with you. My lease was up in a few months, so it was either going to be Phoenix or I was going to move to Colorado.
So, Phoenix, I'm assuming because it's just like easier to live there, cheaper. I mean, you don't have to deal with the winter. The Flagstaff can have harsh winters, but most people move there because of the areas around Phoenix, and also Phoenix is surrounded by a lot of mountains that are pretty cool, and it's just I've always liked the idea of living down there because you spend the summers away from Phoenix, like you're not too far away from that many places, and then spend the winter in Phoenix. You can even go to Tucson, which is like that's one of the capitals of as far as like a playground atmosphere. You can do a lot down there. I mean, it's just awesome. So, how are you liking it so far over there?
I love living in Arizona because it's pretty central to California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, like all of these cool states, just all the races, all the possibilities. I love it.
Okay, and then why are you what has drawn you to 200s? Because I have not been drawn to them, so I'm always curious like what makes people want to do 200s?
I don't know. I feel like it's a different challenge. It's kind of fun to see if I can push myself that far. Because every time I've attempted it, I've gotten closer to 200, but I've also picked a race that's more challenging than the previous attempt. So, I don't know.
Okay, so talk to us about the rainy one, Viper 200.
That one was in Memphis, and it didn't have a lot of climbing, and it was a mix between trail and pavement. And it was, I think, like a 33-mile loop, give or take. And I figured for a first attempt at a 200, that would be good. And we just ended up getting poured on for like 3 days straight. Half the course got flooded. There were sections where other runners came back and told me that I need to be careful because it was like up to their waist and they're taller than I am. And so we had to pause the race a couple of times each day to reevaluate the course and reroute it. And it was just a mess. And I got a huge blister on my right foot because I did not take care of my feet like I should have with all of the rain. And I got to 113 and then had to call it because I just couldn't run on the blister that I had.
I saw videos of that, and it was like a flash flood almost, like because I saw videos of people going waist deep or just going knee deep, like, and just like I think I saw a video or a picture of you knee deep in that water. Crazy. Okay, and then the next one you did was Cocodona 250.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us what happened there.
I got to 177 miles, I think. It was the Foxborough aid station.
Mm-hmm.
And I had only gotten 3 hours of sleep, and I was on day 3, I think. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, day 4. And I was not eating the amount of food that I should have. I was super dehydrated, definitely sleep deprived. My feet were not in the best of shape. I had blisters on all of my toes. Um, and then I had like a really sharp pain shoot through my left foot coming into the aid station. And I think my body was just shutting down on me. And it was going into that night section with like 16 miles where you can't have a pacer. So I didn't want to put myself or anyone else at risk by going out and just seeing if I could make that stretch in the condition that I was. So I didn't think it was worth going out.
Okay, so tell me, who do you have for support at races? Like, do you take people with you?
Cocodona was the first race where I had crew and pacers. All of my other races have been solo. I've gone with people where we've both met up at the race, but we ran it at our own pace because we had our own goals. But I haven't had a pacer or crew except for Cocodona. And then Moab will be the next race that I have crew and pacers.
Okay, so what's up next?
Moab 240.
Wow, that was my first one. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. You got it, man. That's out of all the traditional, like actual trail 200s. It has the most quote unquote runnable in it. So I'm excited for you that. It's also my favorite one to go and just hang out at. Moab is one of my favorite places in the country. Have you been to Moab before?
I have. I've done one race up there.
Oh, nice. Which one was it?
Behind the Rocks, I think it was a 50 miler.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just exciting. Just that race, and plus, like I'm always a little worried. If I even talked about it not long ago with some people. Feel like that could be the one race that out of all the 200s is kind of up on the chopping block as far as will they be allowed to keep running it? Because there's already been some like concerns, and as far as especially with crew access, they tried for a while for a few years to not allow crew for the first like 120 to 140 miles because of some issues with overcrowding or permitting, and so like this is just speculation on my end, but I'm just like you should do that one if you can only choose one. Do that one just in case. It also has the smallest registrant limit too, out of all of them. So it's I highly recommend it. It's my that and Cocodona have been my favorite ones so far. But yeah, so Cocodona, could you tell us? So I saw you out there. I also saw you at the race in Nevada in Las Vegas. That was cool. Completely alone and by yourself at the finish line. You do most of these things by yourself, which I think is badass. Um, so leading up to Ouray, you also did Cocodona and you had crew out there. How was your experience up until the end of that race?
At Cocodona,
Yeah.
it was a really good experience. I thought Aerovipa did a really good job putting the race on. The aid stations were well stocked and they had a lot of food options. Um, I know everyone said like the first 40 miles were pretty brutal, and I'm sure it is with the weather was what it should have been and not as cool, not cooler this year because I didn't think it was that bad. It kind of went by pretty fast.
Oh,
It they build up the first 50K of the race. It is just kind of a constant climb, nothing crazy steep, rocky. I do think it's the heat though, and not having an aid station for 20 plus miles that makes it difficult. I mean, it was cooler this year, but you also got like rained on and hailed on, and then, of course, the curse of Stephanie. She wasn't even there, but somehow they knew I was going, and just like a horror movie, it got passed on to me, and the rain just showed up at Cocodona this year. So, how frustrating was that for you? That when it started like really raining and getting muddy?
I was miserable. Honestly, it just brought back nightmares from Viper 200 because having back-to-back races of being in that weather really sucked. And then I would come into the aid station soaking wet. I would change my clothes because it would stop raining for a little bit. Then I would start to go out for the next section, and maybe like 10 or 15 minutes in, it would just start pouring. So then I'm just wet again. And then it made every day just so humid. So I couldn't figure out what to wear because I was either too hot or too cold. And then Thursday, when I got to Sedona and it was finally sunny and dry, it was so nice.
So you felt differently about the heat because you were dry.
Yeah, I love the heat. The heat doesn't bother me. I just hate the cold.
Oh,
Have you thought about doing habanero? Or have you done it and I didn't see it?
I did habanero once. I think I was signed up for the 100K maybe. And I DNF'd because of blisters. Blisters have been the worst thing for me in these
I was
races.
there that year. We were both doing. Yeah, I was doing the 100K. We just got super
Was that the
nauseous,
year
started
everyone
vomiting.
quit?
Yeah, we all DNF'd before significant others showed up. It was pretty cool. It's pretty romantic of them to hand us, especially Regina, just handing me a Bucky's burrito as I DNF'd. So it's like, thanks for that. But yeah, that was also the hottest habanero they've had, I think, ever. But again, I don't think, I don't know. I kind of agree with you, Rachel. The heat doesn't, it's not the heat that bothers me, it's the humidity. Um, I can
That's what
just
Dylan would say if he was here.
It's just I don't know, man. I can't run outside here in Houston, but Cocodona, the year I did it, it was a hotter year. I think the second hottest year they had, and it didn't kill me that much. I'm fine with it. It's Arizona Monster. It's a desert, exposed most of the way. I know it was earlier in the year, but it was fine. But if there was any ounce of humidity in there, like I would have just been like done, and so I can't handle it. Uh, I love the cold though, so it's a little bit different. So why after these races, when did you sign up for the Ouray 100?
Um, I think like a few months before the race is when I got off the wait list.
And was there ever any questions if you were actually going to do it or not as it got closer to it?
I think when I got the email saying that if I wanted to accept getting off the wait list to enter the race, I took at least half a day, if not an entire day, thinking about it before I accepted.
Who is your go-to person to call to see if you should do it or not? Do you reach out to anybody?
My dad.
Oh,
Okay, so does he normally say go for it or is he like logical?
Depends on what state I'm in. If I'm pretty beat up after a race before going into a new one,
Uh-huh.
it definitely make me question it if it's worth doing it. But I think he's learned that he can't really talk me out of doing races when my mind's made up. And I kind of had my mind made up for you, Ray.
I love it. If it depends on if I'm wanting, like, do I want advice? Do I want to be encouraged to sign up? Or do I want someone to talk through whether I should really do this or not? Will depend on who I talk to. But if I want to do a race and I message Ben and Chuck, then I'm going to end up fucking doing it because they're like, sign up, like, go for it. Like, Ben's like, be fearless and like, sign up for all the race energy. So I love that you have someone that you can go throw around ideas. But then it's like, for Jenny and Gretchen, they would never tell me not to, but they would be like, okay, talk about it. Why are you asking? Do you have reservations about it? And sometimes it's like you have your mind made up even when you contact somebody, but you're just wanting them to agree with you, or saying it out loud sometimes will help you decide something. That happens to me all the time. I'll be like, do I want this or that? And then when I ask someone their opinion, I was like, oh, I know. You don't even have to answer. I know what I want now. Just getting it off your chest. But I also feel like the whole wait list thing, so many times we put ourselves on a wait list and we're like, if we get off the wait list, that is our sign that we should do it. How do we feel about that? Is that a good strategy to have as an ultra runner?
I don't
Andrew,
know.
Rachel?
I mean, I'm waitlisted for Cocodona next year, and I'm like 500 on the wait list. So I have very like minimal hope of getting in.
It's insane how that race just blew up. I will say though, last year they went over 300 deep on the wait lists, and this year with so many people just recklessly registering just to beat the time, I'm sure they will go deeper in the wait list. So who knows? But it's not probably going to move for like another like 6 months maybe, the wait list. But then it'll start flying. I'm also like registered. I'm number 90 or something, so I know I will get in if I choose to do it. Um, just right now, I'm in a state of waitlist hopping. Like I intentionally don't register for a race. I wait for it to sell out, and then the second it sells out, I'll get on the wait list. Just because I
Because
don't know.
you're intentionally trying to do the is that my sign I should do it.
Well, just because like lately now, it's just like my running is so manic or just all over the place, like up and down, up and down. Who knows what state I'm going to be in a month before the race, but I have to sign up for it or it's going to sell out. So I'm definitely guilty of that. But
There's
yeah,
there's a race. I may be the only one signed up for it. There's because I signed up for 2 races recently. I still can't believe I did it. Um, I need it. But anyways, I was the first person to sign up for it. And the RD emailed me, and it's going to be the first race I do that there's no buckles.
What race is this?
Now I have to go look. I Yeah, I'm the only one signed up for the
yeah.
100 miler. Okay, so I thought I've been telling people I was going to run in Rhode Island, which is not the case. It's Delaware. But I was remembering that the Rhode Island had a 24-hour race. So they don't have a 100 miler. So I was going to have to do a 24-hour, which since then I have found another Rhode Island race that is not a 24-hour. But this one used to be a 24-hour race. Like that was the only way you could get a 100 miler in Delaware. But they switched last year and extended it to 30 hours, and you can sign up for a 100 miler instead. So they max out every different distance. So they have a 100 miler, a 50K, and a 24-hour. They max it out at 40 people. It was $50. You get no buckle. The money goes to the park because they have to have a permit to go overnight. Very, very grassroots. So it says, and the 50K is free. So it's $50, and this money goes to the evening night hours for the event, and then the cost of renting the pavilion, including electricity. So it's like fun, but like, what do? I think I'm going to create a buckle. Like when I finish, all my races have buckles. This will be the first one in January without a buckle. But then Ben said UTMB does not give out buckles, and that in Europe, it's an American thing. I did not know this.
I didn't know
Andrew?
that.
I mean, we invented buckles here in America.
I know, but you just, I
I
mean,
actually
like,
don't know that. Don't say I know because I don't actually know. I don't want to incriminate you, but I'm just assuming. We like things that are physical, you know. We want rewards. We are a very selfish group of people. We want something for it. So a shiny piece of $10 metal, that'll do it for us. But yeah, now that I think about it, the races I want to do in Europe, I've never seen a buckle for them.
But
And now I'm
here's the
starting to
thing.
wonder.
I like buckles, but I would never sign up for a race just because of a buckle. But then now I'm like, I'm going to have a race without a buckle and I feel like I need to make it. The reason Ben brought this up is Brian McKinney made a buckle for UTMB when he finished. And now I'm like, I think that's what I'm going to do. But then I act like I don't care about buckles, but obviously I do. It's just like, I want my races on Ultra sign up. I don't know why this is my standard for counting towards, the 50 states. I want it on Ultra Sign Up. Well, some places don't submit the results on Ultra Sign Up, and then I will go in and submit it. Remember the race director that canceled the race in South Carolina? So he never uploaded it when he previously had. So I went and submitted the results, and then they had to email him, and it took him forever to get back to them, I guess. But it finally got updated. That was in February, and it got updated like within, I think, within the last month. They finally updated it on Ultra Sign Up. So I want my races on Ultra Sign Up, and I want buckles. So then it's like, do I really like? Is this important? Does it matter? You know what I mean? Like, I did Copper Kings, which was a fat ass without it. It was on Ultra Sign Up, but then I ordered a buckle later.
Yeah. I mean,
I think this is a good question. Do people do
I think
races?
early on you want the buckle, but the more you do it, the more ingrained trail running becomes part of your life, the more you just do it. And I don't really care as much about buckles anymore. But back then I was fervent. Like I really wanted a buckle, and if there was no buckle, then I'd throw a fit and not sign up for a race. But now I'm just like, you know what? Like I will pay $2,000 for a race, $5,000+ for traveling and boarding expenses for nothing in return, and I'm fine with it. I mean, I don't know about you,
Are
Rachel. I
you
don't know if you did not rate. Well, first of all, this is hilarious because you're right. We're talking about a race that has the most extravagant buckle out there, which is funny because it's a no frills race. I mean, you run through 2 cones to finish. Rachel, what's if Ouray didn't have a buckle at all? How would you have felt about that?
Well, I mean, I kind of don't have a buckle because when I did cross the finish line, they misplaced a box of buckles, so I did not
Oh
get.
my God.
So I still have not received it. So it was like I didn't get a buckle, and it was like kind of like heartbreaking that when I crossed, I didn't get the buckle because you expect to get it because it's a Ouray buckle and it's so special. But now that I'm like 3 weeks out from the race and they still don't have it, it's like it would be cool and nice to have it, but I'm not, crying over it. I still have the bib, so that kind of acts as my tangible thing as proof that I did it.
And here's the thing on Strava, like sometimes the mileage is way over, sometimes the mileage is under. Um, so it's like it doesn't always say that it's 100 miles on your watch, but it still counts. That's why I feel like you need the buckle to seal the deal. I remember going ahead.
Oh, my Strava. So I think my watch clocked it as like 105 miles, but I stopped maybe a mile before I got to the finish line. And then the vert, it only showed 37,000. So I was well under what the race called for, but over on miles.
Oh my God, I cannot even imagine doing that much vert. I thought Cruel Jewel was like so miserable and so much, and I didn't get as much vert as I wanted, but I didn't once towards the end of the race, I was like, fuck it. I don't need that vert number on my watch. Like I'm gonna stick with what the race proclaims.
I
But
mean, a race is always gonna have less on our GPX files than advertised. A lot of GPS issues, the way it spots you, tags you, especially depending on the speed you're going. It's just going to always be less. Like Cruel Jewel is a lot less than what they say it is. It's never over 30,000 on people's watches. Um, Cocodona, Bigfoot, like they're rarely over 40,000. Tahoe is actually pretty accurate in, which I think is funny because it's also the most accessible of the 200s. It's in a pretty big community.
so maybe that's why
You
they
have
have
signal the whole
lots of
time.
signal.
Yeah, and just it's a resort basically. I mean, which is funny because when you're out there doing Tahoe, there's times where you feel like like I'm a mountain man now, like I'm stuck out here. I don't know if I'm ever gonna make it back to civilization. Then you see a bear, and so that's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Um, but Ouray is just on. It's on the list of races, a no race list for me. I would never want to race unless I was like in the best shape for it. And there used to be qualifiers, now it's not. And the course, the layout of the course itself is also another scary thing. You're basically kind of peak bagging most of the time. So a lot of out and back type of stuff. Did the layout of the course, were you cool with it? Did it ever bother you, or were you indifferent or not even aware?
I didn't mind the course. It was kind of nice actually doing the outbacks because you know what to expect going down. I like the downhills. I bomb those. But going uphill is where I'm really slow and struggle. So that's something for me to look forward to. I know I'm climbing up this mountain and I know I'm going to go down it soon. So that's my motivation. And the course was just really pretty. So you kind of just like get out of your head and don't really think about all the climbing. I mean, it sucks and you feel it, but in the end, it's kind of worth it.
Would you go back and do Ouray again?
So immediately my answer is no. I would go back and create anyone who wants to do it. But I think maybe next year, after I have some time, I would probably do it again, but not anytime soon.
I mean,
I love that you can say that.
So how long did it take you to finish this race?
I took 51 hours and 37 minutes.
So about 23 minutes before the final cutoff, correct?
Yep, I was cutting it real close.
So when did you ever reach a moment where you're like, oh shit, I, you're fighting cutoffs and that anxiety, whether subconscious or in the forefront of your mind? When did that start like getting into your head? Because I would assume it kind of happened at least earlier than you would have wanted, right? I mean, I don't know how strict the cutoffs are throughout the race, but was this ever a concern early on for you?
The first, I think like 100K, I was pretty good with the time cutoff. I had at least 2 hours of wiggle room. And then after that, that's when the cutoff time was starting to creep up a little closer. And then on Sunday, well, I guess Saturday night, I knew I was going to be pushing it. So that's when I really had to pick up the pace.
Are you like a frantic runner like I am? When cutoffs start approaching, I kind of just start like I start moving better, like just because I'm panic running. Other people just kind of like may crumble under that, but I start picking things up and everything. It's just, to me, it sucks in the moment because it feels like a nightmare, but it just kind of numbs the pain, and I'm able to ignore a lot of things and just get moving better than I like you usually move when I'm suffering in a race. So how are you mentally battling cutoffs?
I kind of just think about my pace and give myself as much time as possible to go up the hill because I know I'm going to struggle. And I know I can go faster on the downhill. So if I'm cutting it close, I'll just move faster on the downhill, no matter how much pain I'm in.
Was there ever certain moments in this race, certain parts of this course, where it did seem like a never-ending nightmare, or like, holy shit, this is like insane? Like, I've never done anything like this before. A lot of people have that sometimes with this race. Did that ever happen to you?
Yeah, I think when I was at, is it Crystal Lake aid station, a little over halfway through the race, I knew I had to go back up the hill. I had just come down into that aid station and I was absolutely dreading it. And I was like, if I'm going to DNF, it's going to be here because I do not want to go back up that hill. And I just took an hour at that aid station to try and eat some food and just calm my nerves and then force myself to get up and go. And that wasn't going to be as bad as I was making it out to be. So that was definitely a low point in that race for me.
Um, you're out there for basically the entire time. Did it feel like like this happens to me, and I know you've done races. We're out there longer than this, where that race is now your life. Like I enter that moment around 2 days into a race, where all of a sudden I think this is like my life now, and nothing really outside matters anymore. Like I'll just do whatever it takes to live in this moment and conquer this moment. Therefore, I'm doing things I normally wouldn't do, just like what I'm eating, how much pain medicine I'm taking, and just I don't look at like Regina if she's screwing me. I don't. She's not my girlfriend anymore. She's my provider, and then other people. It's just I become so focused in that moment that I forget that
How
I have
does
a
she
job.
feel about that? How does
I've
Regina
told
feel
her, I've
about that?
mentioned this many times before, but I want to know, do you ever get that focus to where it's just like, it's just this race and me and there's really nothing else? Or are you able to still have some sort of reality orientation to outside of the race? Because I don't. I'm like, this is my world now. This may happen for the rest of my life. Who knows?
No, I'm in like race mode whenever I'm doing any of these. That's my sole focus is I'm out here in the mountains doing this race. The only time I reach out to people or I think about the outside world is if I need someone to help motivate me or if I'm just in a crap mood and I need to pick me up, I'll text someone, be like, this sucks. And then I'll wait for their response and then I'll be like, all right, time to keep going.
I will say Arizona Monster, though, was actually the first time I didn't have that happen, just because, like, the whole time I was going into it worrying about Regina's back, and then the course being the way it was, which was like a giant WTF, like, just kind of the same thing over and over again. So I'm just like, I'm just on my phone a lot, just social media, watching sports highlights as I'm walking a 15 and 20-minute pace. So that was kind of interesting. That was the first time that's happened to me, but for the most part, just laser focused and just. I will say 200s are different though, in that you just need to keep moving. Doesn't matter what you're doing. You just keep moving. If you just want to survive it and finish it, you just whatever keeps it going. So I don't like if people are on their phone FaceTiming people, which I saw a lot of. I mean, just do whatever it takes. Watch a movie. People are streaming movies on their phone and just walking
No
like on a
way.
flat trail.
Really?
Dude, it happens. If it's a flat trail, especially like Moab and Cocodona, the second half of Cocodona. Moab, the middle part, if there's a long, boring road, just like people watching stuff. Like, it happens. I'm guilty of it. So, I mean,
Is that like taking your mind out of it?
yeah, if it's the monotony and yeah, just like you need the distraction, especially on these long, boring. Thankfully, I was so scared during Monster in the Tucson section that night because there's a lot of encampments around and shady degenerates. Not degenerates, although there were some degenerates that that distracted me. I was not on my phone at all for that, but it happens, which I think is cool. Like, but yeah, whatever it takes. So, um, Rachel, would you say this was harder than you thought it was?
Oh, absolutely. This was definitely like the hardest race I've ever done.
Are you interested in doing Cruel Jewel? Because there's not enough females that do it.
I was looking at doing it this year.
So we said we would sponsor a female. So if you decide, we don't have very good luck with our sponsorships.
Yeah,
I'll
every
do it.
runner so far either hasn't shown up to the race or hasn't finished the race. We help them get into. I mean, well, no,
But we
Javier.
are,
Yeah.
yes, but he didn't get what he wanted out of that one.
Yeah, he still somehow got disappointed by his finish. So you're right.
But if you can do Ouray, I feel like you can do Cruel Jewel because there's no altitude at Cruel Jewel. Everyone says it's runnable. I disagreed with, the technicality of it, but that would, hit us up.
It's on my list of races to do. I'd love to do that one.
Send her out to
Um,
that. You can go
I
crew
know.
her, pace her.
I don't know if I can get off work. It's a really tough time to get off work. I'm looking it up right now.
But yeah, it's so. I mean, there's there's. I feel like now the natural progression, which I think you're already kind of leapt to one of the hardest in the country. Try to get into Hurt 100, High Lonesome. Like, what's stopping you from? I mean, so I understand Hurt pretty strict cutoffs for that one. That's basically cruel jewel, but you shave off like 12 hours on the cutoff, which makes it a lot harder. Regina barely finished in the cutoff time. That's when she was relatively healthy. But High Lonesome, you
Barely
got
finished what in the cutoff time?
Hurt 100. You got
Okay.
Grindstone, Cascade Crests. I feel like you're meant for these hard, adventurous, like iconic 100 plus mile races. Do you have like a list of them yet, or are you just kind of playing it by ear?
I have a Google spreadsheet actually of a bunch of races on my bucket list of ones to do at some point.
That's what I have too.
Do you have like a
Because
Super
I can
Bowl
share.
race? Like this
And
is
I want to
my
say even one of the tabs says bucket list of
Oh,
races.
that's exactly what I have mine listed as. There's bucket list, and then I have a different spreadsheet of all the ones that I've done, and then another one of just like a bunch of random ones in every state.
Yes. So I have like all these tabs. I did my cruel jewel tracking on it. I do taper and recover trends so I can because you do something later on and then you forget like what you did and what worked and what didn't work. I have a list of one tab that's completed, one's a bucket list, and then another one is like a time of year list. And so I don't like sharing it with people because then they judge me and all my races. But I do go in there and like when I find a new race, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna shift stuff around. And but I have a lot of people that are like, it's crazy how many people have said, hey, let me know when you're in this state. And so I have that written on there so I know who to ask for help when it comes time. But I love the spreadsheet because you enjoy looking up races.
Yeah, I'm always looking to see what races pop up depending on the month, and then planning ahead. Like maybe I'll do this one next year, or I'll do this one like 2 years out, depending on what races I want to do.
I love it. I'm going to see if I can see the entrance on. Okay, so we're looking at Cruel Jewel 100. 27 people are signed up. How many do you think are females?
Less than 10.
5. There's 5 that are females. It's just crazy.
That's
So
really shocking.
we need to get her out
There's
there
not a
now.
lot of people that sign up for that one, and it's the race director is a lady, and she's all about empowering women. Like when I signed up, when I went to go pick up my bib, I turned to my crew and I was like, what the fuck why did I sign up for this? And she was like, because you're a badass. Like she was encouraging, like it's not what, like there's not females, it's not because of her is what I was getting at. And then let's look at the 50 miler. There's only 7 people signed up for the 50 miler, 3 are females because their 50 miler women are more comfortable doing that, but they need to build their 100 miler up for sure. I am so sorry. Okay, so besides Moab, I'm so scared I'm gonna say the wrong race.
She's all over the place. This
I
is
know.
we can call this Rachel Millman and the ever fumbling Stephanie Stonebreaker.
Oh my god, I'm not ready to
Talk
be
about
back at work yet.
This
I've been
is
using my brain all day today.
yeah. This is we
And
are
lots
not
of
on our
chat
game today.
GPT today. I've
That's
used
what
lots of
happens
chat GPT
recording
today.
all these episodes back to back to back, and then children entering Stephanie's life here in a few hours. It seems like just impending doom, written all over her face. But
I know,
no,
like 39 hours.
just who's counting though, right? So
It's Christmas.
okay, all right. The delusions continue.
Okay, besides Moab, what else do you have next?
I have Javelina 100 after Moab.
Oh, I'll be out there supporting people. I've already booked my flight.
It's a good palate cleanser.
It'll be a good shakeout run after Moab. See how
Yeah,
that those.
How long after Moab is it?
I think it's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, same month.
Wait, but a week of that you're going to be running Moab, so it's really only 1 week, right?
No, at the end of Moab. Moab is usually beginning to middle, and Hoffling is the end of the month. And plus, Rachel, I think, is going to run Moab very well. In between the slick rock and the two mountain sections, which aren't too long, they are extremely difficult, but not too long. I think she's going to make great time, and she loves the downhill. So there's not the last 4 miles of Moab, just nice slick rock downhill goodness, which I think you'll really enjoy, Rachel, if you really do like downhill running. My knees are breaking every step I take. I don't know how you guys do this downhill running, but
I'm a slow downhill. I mean, but that's the hard part. You just have to go in not scared to be able to bank those downhills.
yeah, I mean it's going to be awesome. You have a nice schedule coming up, and I think you really should. This is a race that you just did where it's like, you know what, if you haven't before, you should know, like, oh yeah, I can do anything. Like, it's insane.
Absolutely.
Mentally, I feel better, a little more confident going into Moab. It's just taking care of my feet. That's the biggest thing that takes me out of all my races.
You know what you should do? You should get someone on your crew that can do foot care. I don't know how to do foot care, but get someone on your team to pace and crew that knows how to take care of feet.
Yeah, I've made some sock changes and blister chafing stuff to see if that helps, which during my training runs has been better, but I'm still getting some blisters. So
What socks are you using now, and what shoes do you wear?
the Injinji toe socks, I just started wearing those.
I love those.
Yeah, I can't. That's what I use. Most of the time,
We
it's
should
just
get a
like
sponsor.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, yeah, we're just getting flooded with sponsorships, especially after they hear this episode. Um, we're gonna get banned from entire towns because we couldn't pronounce them. We're probably on Arabipa's blacklist now after butchering Mogollon Monster.
Just call it Mogi. That way you don't.
Mogi, there, the Mogi 100. There you go. So what shoes do you run in then usually?
So I've been wearing the Brooks Cascadias for a while, and I like those. But I did just get the Mount to Coast Trail ones, so I spent the weekend in Flag doing some miles in those, and I really liked them.
Yeah, I can't. I'm no one to comment. Considering I tried the Cascadias once and I thought they were the worst shoes I've ever worn, so I can't give you any suggestions. If you like those, and our feet are completely different. But I've historically had terrible foot care, but I think it's been a lot better recently. Because I remember seeing your feet at Habanero. They were interesting.
Oh yeah, it was pretty bad. I think
Yeah.
I had a little meltdown because you were sitting in the tent across from me.
I was watching you. The guy was helping you. This young, I don't middle-aged guy. I don't know. Some guy trying to help you with your feet.
Yeah,
It wasn't going well.
no.
But Habanero that's a different terrain, and it's like sand. No matter what, will get into your feet, and just a little bit. Doesn't matter if you're wearing gaiters. Something you'll find a way. Just a little bit.
Even if you're good at taking care of your feet, Habanero will take you out because of your feet.
There's a reason why no one runs sub 20. That is easily a sub 20-hour course.
Has it never happened?
Didn't it just happen this? I don't remember. I don't pay attention to Habanero that much. It's one of my least favorite places in this planet. But I'll go back every year to support and watch people run it, drink a little bit, eat, throw a party at night. They have a lot of cool cows out there that just roam the property, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, the foot care is a finicky thing, and I will say with Moab coming up, there's a lot of tough terrain. A lot of slick rock. The first, I want to say almost 70 miles. After Indian Creek, it's basically more Jeep road type stuff, or rough, rugged Jeep road that's a little easier on the feet, but a lot of slick rock in the beginning and some at the end. So the slick rock is what takes people out early as far as slowing them down. So I think it's key for 70 plus miles, taking care of your feet in Moab, taking your time. So uh, because I did not, and I had a meltdown at Moab, almost DNF'd because of my feet, and I was in a wheelchair for a few days after I finished Moab because I couldn't put pressure on my feet due to all the blisters and swelling. So, but I think you got this. I wasn't aware of how bad the feet would be, but I think you knowing what to do now and having done what you've done. Uh, Last year was hot and took out a lot of people because how hot it was. But other than that, the terrain is nothing you haven't seen before. So I think you got it. It's gonna be a fun one. I think you're gonna run it really fast and free, no pressure. But we're excited to see how you do at Moab, and then you're gonna get sub 18 at Javelina just a short few weeks after. So that's pretty cool. Congratulations on your sub 18, Rachel.
Oh, thanks. No
Yeah,
pressure.
no pressure.
Expectations
Once
set
again.
already.
And then your dad and I are going to both run the Colorado 200 that Destination Trail is eventually going to put on. We're going to run together. I'm going to make him sign up with me. We're going to run it together. So I'm excited
What
for
is the
that.
name of that one? Or it hasn't been.
Are you making
No,
that up?
no, there's just, I believe they're calling it the Skyline, Colorado Skyline, I think. But whether or not it actually will happen, who knows? Um, I think they were aiming for it to happen next year, but who knows. But yeah, no. If it actually does happen, which I don't know if it's actually gonna happen or not. If it does happen, the first person I'll message is your father. Be like, you want to do this together?
You should do it.
I will, and you're gonna be there too, beating us, and we'll see who is truly the slothiest of them all, between both of us. So exciting times ahead. Stephanie, you look distraught.
Yeah, I'm trying to fact check your Colorado 200 and it took me to Reddit.
It's a real thing. I believe they're trying to call it like the Skyline 200. They advertised it for a while and then they stopped because of potential issues with actually putting on the race. But so yeah, we're gonna wrap things up here. Congratulations, Rachel. We're gonna do something called Can't Let It Go, which basically means anything on your mind over the past week that's running or non-running related that you don't mind sharing, like any cool developments in life, anything like that. I will go first. Just kind of like I'm starting to get glimpses of cooler weather. Today rained a little bit. The humidity did not suck as much. Did a 12 plus mile, 13, 14 mile run yesterday on some trail. Like it's getting better. Um, but as fall is slowly approaching, I feel like habanero is the mark of the end of summer. Um, Exciting times ahead. Just so I'm feeling a little bit more motivated. But it's just like I can't do this for another summer here. So next year, your boy's going abroad and not spending another summer in Texas. So whoever wants to house me, let me know. Taking applications starting whenever this is released. But yeah, that's my Can't Let It Go. What about you, Stephanie?
I've been touring with a new segment idea for the, you know how we feel about segments. I was thinking about I have a couple ideas. So we want feedback on this. Doing let's pick a random person to look up their ultra sign up while we're on the episode recording. But then you just got me thinking because I wanted to go look at your Strava. What if we did a shout out to somebody that's in our club on Strava? The problem is I don't know how to get to our club that we're in. Andrew. Our
This
group.
is
Oh, I
something
found it.
we should probably talk about this off air because this is going to be a disaster. We should not be
I
doing
know
this
this
on.
doesn't sound like a
This
good
is
idea. Okay, so
we
we have
believe it or not,
93
help people.
people in the Happy
Okay.
Endings Trail Crew on
Because
Strava.
we don't do anything in the Strava. Like no one does
How do we
anything in the Strava.
see? How do we
We're
see?
not
We
doing
don't
this
have anything
now.
in there.
Because
we
we are not
can't.
going to do the Strava. No one cares
Uh,
about Strava clubs
okay,
or groups.
so I'm in
Well, thank
the
you,
we're
93 of you
we're
that are in it. I didn't know we had one, to be honest.
we do.
So whoever made
Um,
it.
do you have? I thought we had a feed in the club.
Okay,
Anyways,
all right.
here's
This is
here's
not
the deal. I
podcast
am in
content.
the I am in the brainstorming mode of the first year, like not first year, coming back to school, first week of school. So it's like brainstorming all the ideas. So I see all this and I'm like, my brain's going all these different places. It's not possible to do. I thought there was like a feed in here, but there's not a feed at all.
Okay, so Rachel,
So yes, sorry.
anything on here? I'm sorry, these were terrible examples. Anything that you don't mind sharing that's been on your mind lately? You can't really let go?
It has to be better than ours because we're just all over the place today.
I don't know.
Yes, that's a proper response for that. How's life outside of running?
How's recovery?
Yeah,
How's
what's
running?
going on over there?
I think I'm finally back to normal after Ouray. I think that's the longest recovery I've taken after a race. So that's good. I've spent the last 2 weekends in Flag getting some miles in.
Do you think
That's
that was
awesome.
your hardest effort compared to the 200 milers you attempted?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a different type of urgency in 100 milers that I think 200s are just different. Unless somehow you're pushing cutoff immediately in a 200 miler. But, I love Northern Arizona, Phoenix, so I love visiting a lot. I'm going to have to hit you up. We should run together sometime. Or not, but yeah, so thank you so much for joining us, Rachel, as Lola comes back into the scene. But don't worry, this is not going
I
on
know it
YouTube
might be
this
time for
time.
me to take her out.
Congratulations, Rachel, on finishing your race, and we look forward to your future endeavors. As always, this is Andrew, along with Stephanie.
Thank you.
And Dylan is currently not here. He's currently in Manchester.
He's at the state fair.
The State Fair of Manchester, yes. So, all right, we did not, we're just off sync all episode. So, on behalf of all of us Monos, this is Happy Ending.
Happy ending!
We'll do better after this, I swear to God.
Or maybe not.